Welcome back. The third annual Glens Falls Rotary 5K will be held this Saturday in Queensbury. This year, the race will benefit sexual trauma and recovery services, as well as the Warren Washington Care Center. Tomorrow night, we'll hear more about sexual trauma and recovery services and all the work they do here in our area. Tonight, though, we welcome CARES Director Mike Guglielmoni and who is the Director and the Outreach Coordinator, who's Kasha May.
Hi.
Welcome to Look News.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you both for stopping by. We appreciate you taking the time. I guess the first question, the overreaching question, is for folks that aren't aware of what you do at the Care Center, what it's all about.
The Care Center is a child advocacy and resource education center. The goal of the Care Center is really to reduce the trauma to child victims of physical and sexual abuse and their non-offending family members. We do that by working with a multidisciplinary team with agencies from both Warren and Washington counties, from Child Protective Services, district attorneys. We have a medical director on staff, mental health, victim advocates, and if I missed anyone else. But we all work together to try and reduce the trauma to these victims by essentially coordinating together to conduct one forensic interview.
So we're getting, or the law enforcement are getting reports of a child being sexually abused. That child is then referred to you, where you're going to try and extract that information from them.
In a lot of cases, there's multi-jurisdictions, there's different agencies that are involved. In the past, children would have to tell the story 6 different times. So what the Care Center is, it's a child-friendly environment. It's one location. There's an interview room there. There's a waiting room. Children come in. They're greeted by us. They're made to feel comfortable, get to their equilibrium, and then we get together as a team and we decide who might be best to interview that child. Everybody that interviews the children is trained in forensic interviews. These are open-ended questions. It's just a matter of finding the truth. It's not always a matter of finding a bad guy or a bad gal. It's a matter of finding out exactly what happened. Typically, 1 or 2 people are in the interview room with the child, and all the rest of the players would be upstairs where they can view this interview. And it makes for a more pointed prosecution, more consistent. Everybody's hearing the same questions and hearing the same answers, and we like to have everybody on the same page.
I know we've previously done stories on the center, and the room it's a warm, inviting type room, so these kids can open up, correct?
Yes, yes. And most recently, we worked with the Leaders Club from the Glens Falls YMCA, and together with this group of teenagers, we painted a mural in the interview room, so it's just more inviting and more child-friendly, and the kids tend to like having something to look at on the wall when they're in the interview room as well.
And you know, last year was just such a brutal year for crime against kids in our area. Most of the time when we get them on the news, it's too late for a lot of these children. Talk to me about the importance of having this center here.
The center is very important because we not only interview children, we do a lot of preventive work. We go to schools and do mandated reporter trainings. We train community organizations, mental health providers throughout the area as a means to let people know what their responsibilities are and what some of the telltale signs might be for sexual abuse against children and physical abuse against children. So that's very important. The most important thing is the prevention, and if there are signs that people out there that are working with children or know children in their neighborhood that are exhibiting these signs, that these reports get made to the hotline so an investigation can be put forward, and if in fact there is somebody that's doing this, that they can be stopped.
You know, Kasha, probably when you get these kids, they've gone through so much trauma. You know, what state are these children in by the time they get to your office and you're trying to extract that story from them?
It definitely varies. It's a case-by-case basis. Some children might disclose right after an incident happens. Some may go years without disclosing this and have been carrying the trauma for years. It's really just case by case, and they come to the Care Center and they have time to get acquainted with the Care Center and get to feel comfortable and meet the people that will be interviewing them. And we have snacks and we have juice and we have games and we have TV for them to watch, so they can get comfortable, because we don't know what state they're going to be presenting to us at the Care Center.
You know, obviously this takes a lot of money, what you do,
Yes,
to make sure the center can stay open, you can keep your staff employed. You know, talk to me about how important teaming up with folks like the Glens Falls Rotary is to actually make this happen.
We can't thank them enough. I mean, any organization that's willing to help us or work with us, we're obviously willing to work with them. The Rotary came to us. We didn't go seeking them out, which was really great. And the big thing is as important as the money is to get the Care Center's mission out there. If people are aware that there is such a facility in Warren and Washington County that's here to help children, then that's where we're going to get most of our funding. Our funding is married to numbers in some way. Not that we want more kids to come in, but the more that we get our message out there and our mission out there, the more likely we are to prevent further abuse of children.
It's kind of like a cycle. You need more kids to come in.
You need to break the cycle is what we really want to do. Last year we did 178 interviews at the Care Center, 56 medical exams. Not to say that there's more of it. I think we're doing a better job, and I think the community is doing a better job to get the message out there. So.
Well, you're doing great work. I mean, and I don't say that lightly. When we report these stories every night, it's, you know, in the news business, you're supposed to be hardened to this somewhat and just report the facts, but it's just been brutal for young people who are just not having a chance to get ahead in life. And so we appreciate you doing that. If somebody's watching this, what are some of the things that they should know if you know, they suspect a kid may be abused? Is there some tips that you can give our viewers that, you know, we can keep our eyes open so we can actually look out for these things?
Well, obviously a child that has knowledge about sexual behavior beyond their years, that's a tip. A child acting out possibly with other children is another tip. A kid that just shuts down, grades tanking. There's a lot of tips out there, and these aren't just signs that somebody is being physically or sexually abused. They can indicate other things. But if you have any inkling that this may be occurring, call the State Central Registry. You can remain anonymous. You don't have to say who you are. And CPS is not allowed to divulge who the source of the report is. So it's very important that we get the reports. That's the only way we're going to stop child abuse.
You know, they say it for things like terrorism, see something, say something.
Exactly.
Works perfectly for this as well. If you see something, just say it. No harm. Right? To just speak up.
And I just want to say, if a child does disclose to you, they're doing it because they trust you. And so believe them and take the proper steps to ensure that their child is safe.
Well, we appreciate you both stopping by tonight. Mike and Kasia from the Care Center of Warren and Washington County. Thank you both so much. Now, to find out more about the race, which will be held at Sooty Adirondack this Saturday morning, or the Warren Washington Care Center, log on to our website, looktvonline.com. We have posted all the information right there for you.